Hi guys. So I don't really have any content for tutorials right now, but I did want to go ahead and I'm just going to do a paint with me for a little while today. I am working on these two right now. This is Sebastian, and I really love this kit. He is so cute. I really normally do not like smiling babies. I don't like open-eyed babies, but for some reason this one I am absolutely in love with. He is by Olga Auer, and he is just a really cute kit. And I'm also working on Max by Laura Lee Eagles. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and start with Sebastian here. And Sebastian's kind of funny. I had like this super clear vision in my head for Sebastian before I started painting him. His vinyl is really dark. It is pretty orange, and trying to like neutralize the orange, even doing some really light base layers, I could not get his vinyl light enough to get what I like really wanted. But I'm trying to pretty much at this point neutralize the orange and still keep him a pretty light complexion. I want to do lighter hair and light eyes with him. So right now I pretty much have the skin tone where I want it. I'm going to do a little bit of neutralizing, probably, and a little bit more blushing, but I really want him to be a paler baby. So he is close to being ready for detail stuff. So I'm just gonna start with him. I'm gonna be doing a blue model. And like I always do, I'm gonna just touch up any creases that I want a little bit darker or more neutral looking. Do a bit inside his mouth. I want his tongue to be a bit more purple than his lips. And before I start my model, I want to do a little bit more work on the inside of his nose. I do have a really dark, this is just Flesh It too with a little bit of blue added to it. But I'm just going to do a bit of the shading inside his ears here. And then inside his nostrils. And I might just do a little bit more shading on the outside of his nose here. And his dimple, his little, smile crease lines are pretty prominent, so I haven't done a lot of shading there. I've done a tiny bit, but only really a couple of layers. And I'm hoping to get him finished up and be able to start rooting him next week. He's going to be another doll show baby. And I might just do a little bit more blue shading here. And I'm going to do another lip layer. You guys probably know from seeing my other videos at this stage, I normally am doing lips with a sponge. However, his lip line is really defined, and since he's smiling, if I go like too far outside of the lines, it looks funny. So I've been doing most of his lip work with the brush. I do want it to be a little tiny bit, just a light blushing above his actual lip line, but nothing too severe. And we'll just do a little bit more blushing on his ears while we're here too. And I'm just going to blend that in with the brush. I have been working really hard lately trying to get these doll show babies done, and I only have a few months left now, and I'm getting pretty nervous about how many I'm going to have done. I did send one out to get rooted, but I forgot to remove some sales listings a while back, and so I sold several babies, so now I only have 2 babies finished, and I need about 12 altogether, so that's been pretty stressful. And I know I'm doing blue right now, but I'm just doing a little bit of blushing work. This is how I paint more than, you know, my tutorials where I kind of try to keep the colors together and everything for easy following. I just want to clean out this crease a little bit. I don't know if you could see that, but there's a little divot here in the vinyl, and it keeps getting stuff stuck in it. I kind of wish, I mean, it's kind of late now because I'm almost done, but I really wish I would have noticed it at the beginning and just filled it with a little bit of vinyl putty just so that it was a smooth surface. It would have been a lot easier. And I'm just doing a little bit blushing. And I'm just going to use a little bit of my brown for these elbow creases. And maybe a little for right here, just a little shading there. I don't know if you guys have seen the Faria eyes that Trueborn sells. They're a fiberglass eye, but they're like the most realistic eye I've ever seen. They're really amazing, and they're also unfortunately really expensive. But I really want to use those for him. I have not been able to get any. I emailed Bobby this morning to see if she knew when she's getting her next ones in, if maybe I could reserve a pair, pre-order it, or whatever, because I'm really hoping to be able to use those with him. But we'll see what happens. If not, I do have a couple of pairs of glass eyes that I'll use, but they're not my preference, like pattern-wise. I just don't think that they look that realistic. So, I don't know. We'll see. I should make a video and show Kiara soon. I'll do that in a separate video, but I did get her back. I had sent her out to get rooted, and she looks like a boy to me, but is very cute. And I have not listed her for sale. She's one of the two ones that I have finished right now for the doll show. And then I have a couple that just need hair. I have Felicia, that I just, by Gudrun Legler, that I just finished painting. And I have Jezebel by Sheila Moravka. And I think I'm going to have her sent out to have her hair painted. But I might root Felicia. And I do have a couple people interested in Felicia out, you know, that want to buy her, not at the doll show. So I'm not sure if she'll be at the doll show or not. And I do want to show this. I'm curious if anyone else ordered Sebastian, if they had this issue. Let me see if I can get it to show up. He has this yellow spot on his foot, and the kit came like that, and I tried everything to get rid of it. I tried like Winsor Newton, I tried acne cream, you know, all kinds of stuff. Nothing worked. And the paint, I'm trying to cover it with paint, and it does not cover really well. So I've been trying to do just kind of like a splotchy blushing on the feet, and hoping that it won't be very noticeable. I really, really love this kit. I like how he's coming out, and I really don't want to have to discount him for that. If it is noticeable, I would be really bummed out. But besides that, he's a really great kit. Like, his vinyl has been really great. I haven't had any other issues besides that, and that little vinyl divot thing on the hand I was talking about. But it's been nice having a kit that, you know, is painting quickly and painting easily. I've had like so many kit issues lately. I was due for an easy painter for sure. And just doing some blushing around here. And I'll just do a little bit on the knee there. And I was going to use some dark brown on the feet, but I'm pretty happy with how the crease looks. It looks pretty natural. I'm also pretty excited. I got notification today that Quinby by Laura Lee Eagles is out for delivery. I don't know if anybody else pre-ordered her. I accidentally ordered her multiple times, so I have several coming. So I'm hoping that I really, really like the kit a lot. I do have a customer that wants that sculpt and has been waiting. So I have one that's already ordered, I guess, technically. But I'll have 3 others after that. So I hope that I like her. I hope that she's popular and that I'll be able to sell her completed easily. She's a pretty cute kit. She reminds me of Aisha a lot. And I actually haven't painted Aisha before, but she's like a cute little chubby sculpt. I've noticed that with a lot of sculpts lately, that they look almost exactly like other sculpts. I don't know if they were like first drafts of other sculpts and then they, you know, ended up releasing them later, or they altered the original sculpts a little bit and released them as new. But they look really, really similar. And I know sculptors have like specific styles, but Laura Lee Eagle's a lot of, you know, her sculpts look very, very different sculpt to sculpt usually. So I'm guessing that it's, you know, part of an Aisha sculpt that she modified or something a little bit. And this is not a belly plate that comes with Sebastian. This is a Pascal belly plate that I had an extra of. They are the same size, so I thought it would just be cute to use it. So I've been painting this belly plate for him. And I'm going to throw him in the oven here. And I think after this bake here, I'm going to just pop some temporary eyes in real quick. You know, when you're getting towards the end with open eye babies, it's a lot easier if you can pop some eyes in, and it like really shows you kind of how close you actually are to finishing them or what they need. All right, so we got Max over here. Max, I just want to show you his limbs, which don't look great on here, but they're really, really detailed. I love that both of his hands are open. He definitely was not my favorite kit. He looks a lot like Laura to me, like almost exactly like Laura, with a slightly different mouth expression. And I'm sure you guys have heard me say this, Laura is not my favorite sculpt. I love her limbs, but I really dislike her face. So I thought I would really hate Max too, but I got him at a really good deal, so ended up just buying him. But I actually really like him in person, like way more than I thought that I would. Like as he's starting to come together, I'm just liking him more and more. And before I start on Max, I'm just going to show you these two. This is Jezebel, how she came out. She does not have eyebrows because I'm sending her to have her hair painted, and she's gonna paint the eyebrows, but she has a lot of milia. I love how she came out. I don't normally paint these like squishy faced sculpts, but I don't know, I think I'm getting converted. And here is Felicia. These are not her permanent eyes. They're a little bit wonky, but she looks better with eyes in. I definitely wanted her to be like a really light, you know, pinks. I used a reference photo and she came out really close to that. And I was going to have her have her hair painted also, but I am going to go ahead and just do eyebrows on her and then root her, since I've had other interest in her and she probably won't end up going to the doll show. But I love this sculpt so, so much. Like, she just came out really cute. She has like such a sweet little feminine face. So for Max, I really like Max's skin tone right now. Max, I think, is going to be a lighter baby. I'm kind of seeing, he's pretty early work in progress. I've only been painting him for a week. So I'm seeing where he's going, but I've been trying to do, you could probably see in my palette, I have a lot of pinks going on that I don't normally do. But for the doll show this year, I'm trying to do a wider variety than I normally do. Um, Last year I had like all sleeping babies with relaxed faces. I had one open eye baby and that was it. So this year I'm trying to do a variety of like painting styles and skin tones, although I don't do dark skin tones, so I'll be Caucasian, but um, you know, some strawberry, some more peach tone, some heavily modeled, some lighter modeled. I'm just trying to do a wider variety this year than I did last year. So I think we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do another red model on him right now. And I think I'm gonna do this color here. And I'm just using one of my sponges that has a really small modeling pattern here. I did a first blush layer on him yesterday, which is pretty light, but I'm going to do a little bit of the dark brown here in his nostrils, some little shading there around his nose, not on his cheek, even though I accidentally just put it there. I'm just going to do a little bit more shading here with this, or not shading, blushing with this darker red. Just blend that in around his nose. And we'll do another blushing on his ears. And another little lip layer here. And this is looking pretty red, so I'm just going to do a bit of brown there just so that it's a little bit more of an actual shadow. And I have a little streak here that I'm just going to get rid of. And just blend that a little bit. and I'm not super happy with this. I did some really small veining. I don't know if you can see right here, like this pretty much. And for some reason, after I baked it, it turned bright blue, even though it was my normal vein mix, which is a lot more green. So I'm not loving how that's looking, and it's like super defined. It's not covering well with other layers that I'm putting over it. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I've been hoping it'll look better as I paint more layers, but it's really not cooperating very well for me so far. And there the dogs go as usual. He has some really great little wrinkles on his hands. Like, I really love these little lines. It looks really realistic. And I'm trying to keep these foot creases really subtle. I love them so far. I went a little overboard with my last one and they were really noticeable, so I've been trying to be mindful of that now. That's like the biggest thing that I criticize myself on all the time is creases. And you know, Max is actually painting really well too. I haven't really had any issues with him at all either. I probably shouldn't say that. I'm gonna end up jinxing myself, but he's been like really nice to paint so far.